We're going to work on your scales for Allstate. The first one is your A flat major scale. Articulating on the way up, slurring on the way down, 2 octaves. I want this at quarter note equals 92. So with the metronome, this is what it'll sound like. You're not quite able to get it up to 92. Or at least me personally, I'd much rather hear an accurate rendition of that at a slower speed than a faster speed where you're kind of stumbling all over yourself. So the best way to work on your scales is to learn them in small chunks. We're going to do the first 4 notes, so basically your first beat plus the beginning of beat 2. A flat, B flat, C, D flat. You want to do that until you have that fingering pattern memorized and it's really easy and super accurate. Do it at a slow speed. The next thing to do is to learn the rest of that octave, which is basically beat 2 of your written scale. D flat, E flat, F, G, A flat. Do it one more time to make it perfect. When you have those 2 sections perfect, combine them. I would do that for every single beat on what's written for this scale. Bom, 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 bom. Do the same thing for the next octave. Bom, 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 bom. And also work on that going down. Bom, bom, bom. And then you'll be able to build those blocks together and be able to perfectly execute that. Start at a slow tempo, similar to what I was playing. Dun, 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 dun. You can even think of it in 8th notes. So this is what it would sound like without the metronome. Let's get our speed. Dum, ba, 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 ba. And here we go without metronome. Let's move on to our E harmonic minor scale. Let's put the metronome on, hear what that sounds like at this speed. I would learn this the same way that we talked about learning the A flat major scale. Do 4 notes at a time or 5 notes at a time. One thing to especially pay attention to is your C natural going to a D sharp. Remember, D sharp is the same thing as E flat. So what you're seeing on the page looks like it's closer together than it sounds. You have that with all of your harmonic minor scales. That interval is called an augmented second, if you're interested. And it's what kind of gives it the Aladdin sound. So let's hear an E harmonic minor scale without the metronome. But let's find our tempo first. So you're always really looking for connection. It doesn't need to be super loud. Go for accuracy and go for an even sound from your low notes to your high notes over anything else. And again, work on getting that fingering pattern really ingrained and really habitual at a slow tempo first before trying to do this at a faster tempo. Finally, your last scale is a chromatic scale. This one they want you to do in eighth notes, I believe, with a quarter note at 104. Ideally, you should be able to play about at least a 3-octave chromatic scale. So I'm going to do one that starts on a really low A and goes up to the A above the staff. And this is articulated both times, but you can still have a really long note for each of them. It doesn't need to be staccato. But you're welcome to choose any note you want to start on. You could make that a slightly bigger range, or you could even do a little bit smaller, but what they really want to see out of this is how high you can play, how low you can play comfortably. So good luck with your scales and your preparation for All-State. If you'd like to set up a lesson with me, either in person or on Zoom, please reach out.